Welcome, tencry, the Duels podcast, episode number 13.
Ooh, I didn't know it was the 13th one. We've come so
Yeah.
far.
Kinda.
Isn't that an unlucky number?
Yeah, for some. It's my lucky number.
I see.
Yeah. Okay, let's begin with your lore. How did you find MC and then Hypixel?
I first saw Minecraft. I got into watching DanTDM videos, and I was around 6 or 7 on my tablet. And then I watched DanTDM pretty much for like 3 or 4 years growing up. I still watch them to this day. And then I discovered like Technoblade videos, Skeppy videos, and those are kind of my gateway into Hypixel videos. I started watching a little bit of ranked Skywars content, some specular videos, but they were like old specular videos. But it was especially Technoblade back then.
And what did you watch of Technoblade? Like what kind of content?
Everything. I probably have watched every single Technoblade video on his YouTube channel. I mean, I spent summers and then school years watching his videos. I was there for Minecraft Monday. I was there. I mean, I already had Minecraft at the time. I mean, I watched all of his Skywars videos. I watched all of his Blitz videos. And then in July of, I think, 2018, I made my first Minecraft account, which was Pulsed _, which I later renamed to Decarbonate. I did Skywars for a while. I did Skywars for a few years. I made videos on that. And then I discovered Hypixel Duels through Skywars Duels. And then every time I finished the Skywars Duel, it took me to the Duels lobby. So I started making Skywars Duels during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. And why Skywars? Why Skywars?
Well, I've been playing Skywars for a while. I did it because I watched Technoblade play, and I was like, oh, I want to play this too. And then Skywars Duels, I just won more often than Skywars, so.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I just got good. I would lay down in my bed, like with my head up, but most of myself laying down, with my mouse pad beside me in my bed on like a book. And I would play for like 9 hours a day straight. I would like have school, like my school Zoom or whatever meeting muted in the background, and I would just play Duels for like 9 hours a day.
What was your motivation for playing Skywars Duels?
I just found it addicting and fun. I liked a little bit of the RNG in the chests. I liked talking to people in the community. It's something I could do mindlessly because I wouldn't always mute school. Sometimes I would have it like really quiet, so I could do both at the same time. And I didn't know. I just found it really, really fun to play because it's a mode I've been playing for a few years already. And then I found just in my eyes what was an easier version of that mode.
And you mean the Pyromancer kit? What do you think about the recent accidental nerfs to the kits?
I think it should completely go back. Fallen Angel was broken. I still have Fallen Angel selected on my alt as like a keepsake because when they removed the kit, they didn't remove it if you already had selected.
Yeah.
But I think it's bad. I wish that they had kept the original kits and just added a new section for mini kits. But not much you can do about that. Changes have been made.
What do you think about Enderman as a kit?
Enderman as a kit, I think it's broken. I think they should change the cooldown to at least 5 seconds, if not 10, before you can use it. Because it's not only is it good, it's not even always the best kit, but it makes it so everyone uses it. If a kit is so good that it is the overwhelming meta, and then it's not a good kit. Or it's not a good kit because it's not balanced.
It also has the protection 2 pieces.
Yeah, they need, I think, 5 second cooldown and clean iron would change the kit. Or remove the sword.
I mean, even in regular Skywars, an Enderpearl is OP.
Yeah.
And obviously in Duels, that's going to be way more OP, way better.
I think even if they do nerf it, it's still going to be a good mode, because now that people have used it a lot, they realize how useful it is to have an Enderpearl.
Yeah. Especially for maps like Rocky.
Yeah, we're getting some mid just 2 seconds faster can let you control mid for the whole game.
Let's move on to guild history. So list all of the guilds you joined and any interesting stories.
So on my old account, I was in Luna for a while, which was run by Valley's old Skywars Duels player. Luna was probably the friendliest guild I had ever been in. But in terms of on the tencry account, I was in, let's see, first I was in neither of the combo guilds, Jamie's guild and Rich. would let me in because they didn't like me. So I made my own guild called Tencry only until I got combo godlike. For bow, I joined airplanes. That was probably the best guild I've been in on the Tencry account. All the people, they were really nice. I got really involved in the bow community. Bunch of nice people. I did stuff outside of Minecraft with them. After I got bow godlike, I went to, I believe, Sky Wars. Yeah, Sky Wars. I joined Solar. Solar was really cool. There were people like Monkeys and other people I can't name off the top of my head, but that was also pretty nice people. I mean, I've been in the Skywars Duels community now for going on 6 years, which is crazy, but I know the people there and they're all pretty nice for the most part. And after that, I went to Sumo. I joined Plonk's guild, Apple. It was very meh. There were some known cheaters and botters in that guild, which I didn't really like. But I was able to talk to sumo people. I was able to know more about who was queuing, and I just kind of prioritized getting wins. And then I joined Rod the first time I joined Rod for Classic because I was grinding Classic for a while. Rod, it was pretty nice. That's the guild I'm in right now. But yeah, it was great being in there. Just a lot of veterans of the game, and they like knew their stuff probably better than anyone in the other mode, except maybe Skywars Duels, because Classic has been the same for so long, other than the Flint and Steel stuff. After that, I joined Wound when I started grinding Blitz Duels. I continued that. Wound was kind of weird. Again, known cheaters in there to this day. A lot of people that were weird. Most of the people there either really liked me or really didn't like me, so I was very mixed about being there. I stayed there through OP and some of the start of my UHC grind, in which case, a lot of people from Wound started moving to Rod, and I decided to join them because I didn't really like being in Wound as much, with a lot of people just really not liking me. So I joined Rod, and that's where I am now, and I'm honestly really glad I'm there. There's a lot of nice people that actually tolerate me, which is nice.
So you G-hop between the modes you main?
Yeah, that's usually what I do, but all of the modes that kind of have their own guild, I've kind of already been in. The only big ones that I can think of that I wasn't in, well, I was also in Shank on my old account, but like Tijuana and Duels E-Kittens, but I've been in pretty much all the other big ones.
And why do you G-hop?
I used to do it because just the people that knew the most about whatever game I was grinding and knew about the queues and who was queuing and if there was a cheater, I was able to know that kind of stuff. I wasn't doing it to change guilds, it's just kind of trying to maximize my wins and my knowledge on the game.
And how useful was that?
It was really useful. I'm glad I did it. I still talk to Airplanes people. I still talk to people in Wound. I still talk to people in Solar. I mean, it's once I leave, I can talk to the people I still like, and I mean, they didn't mind. The Airplanes people were sad I left, but I still talk to them, so it's chill.
So are you gonna stay in Rod for a decent
For
amount
the
of time?
For the foreseeable future, yeah, I plan to stay in Rod.
What do you like about Rod?
A lot of people there are nice. I mean, Jack, Navi, Monkey, it's 33 times. A lot of nice people there that I've known for a long time, that I knew before even making the tencry account, that I trust, I think is the important thing, and that also I run events with Rod a lot. So I've kind of gotten to do stuff. I've hosted tournaments with them. I've held prizes for the tournaments. So I've been able to get close to, especially to Jack. And he owns the guild, and that's been fun. I really enjoy it in Rod, and I don't plan to leave anytime soon.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, so overall journey. Obviously, you had a previous account that got beamed, but do you want to explain why you got this account and just mained overall instead of Skywars?
Do you want me to explain the previous account first? Because I think it provides better context.
Sure.
So my old account, I was under Pulsed underscore for a while. I really wanted the username Pulsed, but yeah, I had Pulsed underscore. I had like 10 different usernames before that, but I finally settled on Pulsed. I grinded Skywars Duels for a while. And I just kind of got known in the community, not because I was really very good, but because I was one of the most active queuers. I was never on top of weekly because I lost pretty often. When my account got beamed, I was number 18 in Skywars Duels losses, despite being number 80 in wins. But I had grinded to Skywars God like 4 or 5. I got Sumo Godlike, and that's when I just decided I wanted to start grinding Godlikes. Because 10,000, nice round number. Godlike at the time when I started grinding Godlikes was the highest title you could get. or like the last like different title other than numbers. So I started doing that, and I was working on classic godlike when I happened to queuing like a Skyward Duel one time with a friend, and then someone on my friends list that I didn't recognize, but they were on my friends list. I was like, oh, I must know this person. They said, hey, I've got this extra Lunar Client 10% discount thing. And keep in mind, this is almost 3 years ago. I was sleep deprived, and I'm also just not a very smart person. So I was like, sure. And I saw the link, and I don't remember exactly what it said, but it said something along the lines of lunarclient.com or something.lunarclient. I was like, oh, this is probably safe. And then I just put in my email, and then like it had like a Microsoft auto sign in thing. And then I check my email after like 10 minutes, and then I see like your password's been changed. But then on like my personal email, which I don't use for Minecraft, it also said your password's been changed. I got my personal email back, but not the email I used for my Minecraft account. I spent a while trying to buy the account back. But the person that I was talking to that had bought the account for like $80, I was trying to pay him for it, but he would only use a PayPal method, which refused to give refunds, and he kept making up excuses for why. And I was like, I'm not going to lose my account and then lose like another $100 getting my account back. So I just decided to drop that. I didn't play Minecraft for about 6 months, or I did occasionally in my Minecraft club, but not really. And then I made the tencry account in June. It's been just over 2 years now. June of 2023. I just started queuing random modes. I got Sumo Master, and then I started queuing modes until I found one. I knew I planned to grind godlikes in this account. Started grinding combo. That kind of sucked. But I did it. Once I was at like 5,000, I'm like, might as well get to 10,000. I did bow. Bow was kind of boring, but I mean, during the holiday season of 2023, I got thousands of wins in a few weeks, and that was fun. After that, I did Sky Wars, which was just a feeling of nostalgia for me. And Sky Wars was good. And this whole time, I'm making videos on everything. I have 75 combo videos now, and then I have like another 50 in bow. I did Sky Wars, Duels. I did sumo. I loved sumo. Like most people hated. I loved playing sumo. Then I did classic, and then blitz, OP, and now UHC. I really do just like getting just the godlikes. I'm a collector at heart. I love collecting things. I've collected like Beyblades, plushies, decks of cards, and godlike titles has kind of been my online equivalent of that, and that's why I think I like grinding so much. And right now I'm working on UHC. I'm about to get Grandmaster 3, and yeah.
So when the update dropped with the new titles, what did you think of it?
The original ones, it was like World Elite, World's Best. Those ones were like some straight ass, like those were bad. It looked dumb. It didn't really make sense. Like World's Best, like what is that supposed to mean? When they dropped Celestial Divine Ascended, I thought those were really good picks for the names. I liked it. Even though the only Celestial title I've ever gotten is the overall one. But I think it's really cool. I think it was a good update, even though again, the problem is that they didn't do another one for another 1,000 days, and we're gonna get one next month as of recording this. So that's exciting.
Did it not affect your overall like collecting journey?
I was a bit sad because the godlike title lost a bit of meaning to it because it was no longer the highest; it was the fourth highest. But I didn't mind because it used to be if you saw a purple title, you're like, oh, this guy's one of the best of the best. Because at a glance, you're like, oh, this guy has at least 10,000 wins, and you could have as many as 100,000. But it kind of lost some of that meaning. But it's still fine because I still liked it a lot, and I still like that purple title is everything to me nowadays.
So it didn't like discourage you that much? I mean,
Not
when Ascended
really.
dropped? Okay.
An Ascended drop. I just thought it was a cool thing that maybe I'll get overall someday, but not. It didn't. I don't think it slowed me down or anything. No.
Yeah, because your journey, like when you began like doing the overall stuff, you stopped at godlike because it was like the highest title you can get.
I just decided to stick with it after the update.
Yeah, it makes sense. So, what's the most funnest duel in your opinion, and why?
To grind or to play? because I have two different answers.
Actually, you can
To
give both.
play, I think the most fun duel is Skywars Duels.
Because of the
It
RNG.
has the RNG makes it so it's not as boring. The kits give good variety, the maps give good variety, and it involves a lot more strategy than most other duels, barring maybe Mega Walls and UHC. The most fun to grind, I think, is Classic. It still involves that strategy of rotting and bowing and sword. I mean, it's the most popular. It's tied around with UHC for the most popular duel outside of Bridge. It's very simple mode, which still has rods and bows, and I mean, it has its leaderboards have the most, or it was the first leaderboard to get all ascended because it's the most fun to grind. Even though Sumo is quicker, Classic is grinded more because people enjoy grinding it more. Because Sumo is just W tapping and clicking, and that's literally it.
Mm-hmm. What about your top 3 favorite and least favorite duels?
Top 3 favorite for me. Number 1, Skywars Duels is my favorite. Number 2, I would say probably 2 and 3 are kind of tied. I'll say for number 2, I'll tie Sumo and Classic. Then if I had to give like a 3 or 4 or whatever, I would say Combo. Combo is fun when it's Combo is the most fun when you queue like a clueless non that has no clue what they're doing, because it's so easy to just bully them the entire time with your fist or something, and it can just go on forever. And I think that's really fun. For the lowest 3, and I think lowest 3, parkour, no debuff, mega walls. Actually, no. In terms of that's my personal thing. I don't like parkour. I understand the appeal to parkour. So if I didn't say parkour, I'd replace it with TNT. I think they're mind-numbingly boring, and I don't get how people are able to grind stuff like parkour. Like, I get it, but I just see it as so unbelievably not fun. I have 1 parkour win. It's the mode I have the least wins in, because that was never fun to me. I feel like missing a jump just feels so excruciatingly bad. I could never grind that.
Mm-hmm. And do you have 2 modes?
Hmm?
Do you have 2 modes from the least favorite list?
Yeah. Okay. Mega walls. Mega walls. A, no one queues it. B, everyone uses like assassin, and there's this one other kid I don't remember. It's like
Thatcher?
shaman. Oh, that one too. It's just mainly I don't like it because I don't understand it. A lot of my friends are like sweaty Mega Walls players that love it because it's just take advantage of it, but using Mega Wall stuff on Duels players that don't know any better. But for me, I don't understand it, and that's my personal reason for not liking it. I don't think it's a bad mode. I just don't like playing it because I don't play Mega Walls much. For no debuff, no debuff is just not meant for Hypixel. No debuff is very knockback based about when you pot, and it relies on having very consistent connection, a very consistent server, very consistent knockback. And especially since Hypixel decided to give it lowered knockback, which I think was supposed to replicate better knockback, but it just turns into to be good at no debuff, you kind of have to understand the knockback in it, which only people that queue it a lot would know. And it's weird. It's definitely a mode that Hypixel had to add because that's what all the other ones have. But like again, no one queues it. Top 10 is barely 10,000 wins, and it's just it's a fun mode, but it's not fun to play on Hypixel. If you want to play no debuff, go on Mindman Club. It's that simple.
Yeah.
As for what was the other one I said? TNT. I just think it doesn't make sense as a duel. I don't know why Hypixel added it as a duel for a very niche game mode that doesn't get many players in the TNT lobby. I mean, I know there's people like of course Shaden or Helix 286 that grind it, but it just seems very pointless. It's like you're good at one thing that is not useful in literally any other context. You're good at this one mode, like good for you. That's how I feel about it.
Do you want to give a top 3 favorite and least favorite icons and colors, since that's your
Sure.
specialty?
Of
Kinda.
course. I have 2/3 of both. I have 8 out of 12 icons and 8 out of 12 colors because I don't grind for them.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm pretty up there. I'm one of the closest to it right now, I guess. I don't know if I can remember off the top of my head. Okay, my favorite icon is the little smiley face from Blitz Duels. The like upward sign underscore upward sign. I
Mhm.
think it's really cute. The best color, top three easily, are dark red, dark blue, and black. They just all look really good. The dark blue in Minecraft is very saturated and stands out from all the other colors. And it's also the first one I ever got. And then my other two favorites, by the way, for the symbols are the yin yang symbol and um the GG symbol from boxing, because like no one gets it, so it's very rare.
Yeah.
But I was like the sixth person to unlock specifically the dark blue yin yang symbol, and I still brag about that sometimes. It's like the one thing I was one of the first to do.
Blood flows moment.
Yeah, I used to be number 2 in the most godlike titles, but I had to stop playing for 3 months recently because I was at a military boarding school. So I had to
Mhm.
stop grinding. So all Shark Boy passed me, Mints passed me, and then Shaden was always ahead of us. So
Would you change anything about the jewels? This could be items or mechanics or even KB itself.
the Skyward stuff, which I already mentioned, I think they
Mhm.
should add ranked kits back and keep mini kits as well. They need to nerf Enderman. I think make it clean iron and add a 5-second minimum cooldown. Um, they need to fix the dang bug of the Fire Master Sword not giving you fire aspect. As for the other stuff, I think Mega Walls just needs a nerf by an actual team of Mega Walls players because some of those kits are so broken and I don't even know much about it, but my friends tell me. No debuff needs to remove their weird KB, so does Dual Arena because they also have that KB for some reason. Sumo, all I can say about Sumo, they did do it some like I don't know how long ago, but they fixed and a lot of the leaderboards have less cheaters on it now, or the daily ones. They've cracked down more on that. I think parkour needs more maps and more variety. I think let's see. Blitz needs to half arrow damage because arrows are so ridiculously overpowered in that mode. Archer 3 shots 2/3 of the kits in the game, and that's just ridiculous. Like
Mhm.
it's just totally unfair. Donkey Tamer, I love Donkey Tamer, but that also needs to be nerfed. Because if you get the right luck, you just win every single time. They need to fix there's still like half the maps within any mode with pearls. You can either leave the map or get on a tree and be unhittable. They still have the teleporting glitch. They patched it and then they unpatched it for some reason. So of course I made
Strange.
videos on it, but yeah, that was weird. UHC, I think they need to allow obby trapping because now when you do it, you get pushed out of the block and then the obsidian block gets removed. And I think I think it's to stop people from getting soft locked, but like by putting 2 obsidians and then someone can't escape.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of their own fault if they get stuck in that situation. So I think they need to allow obby trapping. What else? They need to remove. I mean, there's a lot of bugs and glitches. I made a whole video on it, but like, there's so many little bugs. Skyward Duels items being left in the ground. The classic duels after like 2 years still having the fire protection boots. They need more maps. A lot more maps, especially in Skyward Duels. They have a bunch of free unused ranked maps that they can still use, and it will take like 3 seconds to bring them over. They have 6 maps, even though there's like 25 ranked maps or something. It would be very easy to do.
Mhm.
And they need more duels cosmetics seasonally. They added 0 new duels cosmetics for the summer thing 2 days ago. Even though duels is one of the top 5 most popular Hypixel modes, it gets the least attention of any of the top 5 modes. Duels often sometimes has more players than Skywars, and Skywars gets more new cosmetics and updates than Duels does, which is ridiculous.
Mhm.
They need, I mean, obviously, I agree with pretty much everything Jack said in his Duels update proposal. There needs to be new kind of cosmetics. The pants thing sounds really cool, so you get to wear pants for any mode where damage doesn't matter. I
Yeah.
think they need to whatever they do for Spleef should be a quick mode. I think 3 layers, no regenerating thing, and no double jumps. They're probably going to add double jumps to Spleef, but I hope they don't. And for Bed Wars, what they should do, pretty simply, is exactly like my Men Club bed fight. Not a single difference. I know they're going to make a difference because it's Hypixel, but as long as they don't add a shop, I'll be happy. Because that would make it really stupid. I just don't want it to be a Bed Wars private game 1v1.
So let's move on to the Duels com. Obviously, you have a lot of experience with the com in every mode.
Yeah.
So do you want to list some funny or good or bad stories about it?
I mean, of course, the swatting stuff with combo. I've been swatted 3 times now. I've been doxxed countless times. I've been sent pizzas. I've been sent salads. And there's a lot of that people tried to send me, but I managed to cancel. The doxing got taken down eventually, but as recently as 8 months ago, I got swatted twice on Thanksgiving, which sucked. But that was mainly combo because they didn't really like what I did. But the combo community, it was either like people that like almost no one knew that were really nice, but all of the big combo players weren't really very good people. Anyone on the top 5 leaderboard except maybe Soulstar were pretty bad people. The only good person that was ever on leaderboard that I can think of that when I was playing was Grid Squid. They were pretty cool. But they were kind of stuck. The Bow community was really nice. There were a lot of people that have been veterans of the game, playing since the Bad Lion days, and they really knew what they were talking about. I played like Among Us games with them. I played games like Spyfall. It was really fun. And anyone that wants to get into Bow, join airplanes or talk to people in airplanes. They're really nice. They're really welcoming. They have weekly Bow tournaments for cash prizes, and it's really fun to be in. For Skyward Duels, that's like the biggest community it's the community I'm the deepest in. I've been in it for like 6 years now. People there are really nice. People like Lucas Stevo, Poke95, Monkeys, people that really know their stuff and have loved the game so much, obviously, that they're willing to grind the mode for years and get dozens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of wins, which is just something I have to admire. The people there, it's really fun to just play Skyward Duels with them. And it's also nice because they're like the one chance you have of beating them if you get good loot. In terms of sumo community is weird because most people don't grind sumo legit. The people that grind sumo usually don't talk to other people much if they do grind legit. Like, I mean, Orez is a very controversial person right now. He doesn't really talk to people, especially not now with all the controversies. He deleted his Discord account. He doesn't really DM people. The only like the active sumo players themselves usually aren't very good people either. But I think that's kind of part of the effect of just being in the sumo con where so many people are hackers, just not even real people that are bots. It's hard to make a thriving community there. And the bigger sumo community is on My Men Club, or what used to be Lunar. On Classic Duels, the classic community is also really good. And a lot of people have been playing for like 5 or 6 years or more, like Jack-O-Lantern, T-Blitz, X-Navi, and then there's older players that don't really play anymore, like Highwell. They're all really nice. They're pretty welcoming to pretty much everyone. It's really cool to just talk to them, and they're actually pretty funny. And then I'll think I'm feeling good, and if I'm feeling good, I'll just slash duel someone from Rod, and they'll put me in my place and remind me how good they can really get at a mode so simple. For Blitz, a big person in the community was hacking his Fun XD, which, big shocker, happened to actually be cheating. And one of the big things in the community when I was there was obviously that he was cheating, and he kept denying it. And then there are people like Georgie, people. I mean, I hosted a tournament there, which of course Jack ended up winning as a classic player, but just the people there, it wasn't as big, obviously, the community. I was queuing when I was grinding it as when Monkeys was, so I was able to talk to him a lot. I was able to talk to Earth 2 Kiwi a little bit. I talked to who else? A lot of just also small players. I talked to Flame 517. He's a nice guy. OP was weird. OP doesn't have much of a community. It's very integrated with the UHC community because a lot of people there play both modes. Because there's full diamond armor, rods, bows, gaps, sword. But OP I feels like it's just an extension of the UHC community, which is the bigger thing. The UHC community, you have people like Possesses, Air 25, Vault Eons, who are all interesting people. Like, they're not good or bad for the most part. They're just interesting people. They're usually, or a lot of people that also play UHC are veterans of the game, playing since the actual times when UHC was really popular, or like from Badline days, because it's like the most popular duel tied with like Classic other than Bridge. And UHC, I'm still not the best at UHC. Like, if I duel Vault, he's going to beat me every single time. That guy's really good. But it's also nice because they're very used to playing with teams, because it's like this again, the second most common doubles mode outside of Bridge. So playing doubles there or playing deathmatch can be really fun, especially when you're in a group of people. Um and yeah, the Bridge community, from what I've seen, is also pretty nice. They're pretty welcoming. Even though it's such a high skill ceiling, it's fun to talk to people that are just really good.
Did you know Era is a femboy?
So there is a femboy role in the Rod Discord, and
Yeah, but I assume that was
or
a
not the
meme.
Discord.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I'm not
in-game
saying
build.
that I. Yeah, for some reason they gave me that role, and that's just obviously bull. Because,
What are you against
anyways,
femboys?
what's the next question?
No, I still have a follow-up question. So what made Combo come like mad at you? You only said they hated
Um,
you.
I I made bad videos. I was going for quantity over quality at the time. People realized they were bad. I was not very good at the game when I started playing, and I kind of deliberately would kind of piss people off. Not in like so much a rage bait way, but like anytime I beat a good player, even though it was like by dumb luck, I would still upload it. I beat the number 7 player at the time, Squiddle, while I was on 1.12 recording a video on the default texture pack with terrible FPS, and I uploaded that, and I think that's what inspired him to dox me.
Mm-hmm.
I beat Cook, the number 1 player, like in 2 times, and people still reference that because the title wasn't all caps. I beat him twice, and people still reference that because like it wasn't actually that hard to beat him. Um, but the thing with combos, one of the big things that I'm a big advocate against like auto clicking, and pretty much everyone in the combo community auto clicks. And so I've had a lot of arguments with people about that on if it's really cheating, which I think obviously it is. Um, and then when I started dodging for a few weeks, I was using Lilith, dodging like 2 win-loss, and people said I was dodging really low, which is another reason people didn't like me. It was a bunch of little stuff and the way that I interacted with people that just led them to not like me. I was 16 years old. I just turned 16. I was depressed. Me being depressed was why I got swatted. It just led to me not caring as much about the stuff I said and not watching what I said as much as I should have,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm
Makes
still
sense.
suffering the consequences for today.
Yeah, the auto-clicking thing being legit is so common among cheaters in every com.
Yeah, I plan to make some big debunk on it in the future.
What kind of a debunk would it even be? The fact
Just
that you're not doing
about
anything?
why auto clicking is cheating, how much of the leaderboard is cheating.
Oh, like an analysis. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool, actually.
hmm
So let's move on from cheating to cheating. So what do you think about botting?
For botting is a big problem, especially in sumo or classic. Um, so many of the leaderboards are bots. It's ridiculous, especially in sumo. I think it's like half of it at this point or something. Um, of just, I mean, not real people that are on the leaderboard and somehow don't get banned. And it takes like 5 games max of spectating a bot to realize that it's not a real person the way that they go every time. There's a fantastic video by Rainbow Muffins about how to crash bots and kind of how they work. And that's a really good video that I recommend because I mean it's just explains it well. And then there's another video by a dude that does cheat. I don't remember his name, but he also talks about how they work. And I mean, the great thing is that a lot of them, if they have their, I think it's Duck Dueler. If you type accuracy with a capital A, it crashes them, which of course is useful. But it's just annoying to fight them unless you know specific things, which sometimes you can't even do. And just knowing that someone that put no work in and literally isn't even at their computer is going to get more stats than you, and some people will believe that they're better because they don't realize they're a bot, can really hurt.
Mm-hmm. So
And I've people have tried to snipe me with bots before, which usually doesn't work because there's always an exploit or something you can do against bots, but it's just usually hard to execute. I mean, classic botting, there's still, you can bow them, you can just like abuse rod tricks. It's the good thing about like Blitz duels bots or UHC duels bots or whatever is that you can usually stack up and they have no clue how to deal with blocks and stuff. But a big thing is still like, how do I put it? The bots, they're more stuff is coming out. There's more bots that are beating these like ways to exploit them. They're using different methods with the API and stuff, and it's just complicated to deal with. I think they've become less of a problem, but the ones that are still like getting through the cracks are like the biggest one, the hardest ones to deal with, and there's still a bunch of them on the leaderboard, and especially in like sumo or classic.
What do you think about win wiping?
Even with that, there's still, I know there's at least like 2 or 3 sumo bots on the leaderboard, I think, right now, and I think there's still like 1 in classic.
So what do you think about the new update, the new modes, and the fact every title will have a reward?
If they add everything that Jack asked that they add in the Duels update proposal and every reward thing, it would be a fantastic update. Do I think that will happen? Absolutely not. But with a new reward for every title, that's great. That's best case scenario. I did not expect them to do that. It's really great that they're doing that. That's good. I don't think it'll be a new one for like Iron, then Iron 1, but Iron to Gold to Diamond and stuff. So that's going to be cool. I think it's going to encourage people to grind more instead of just like every new like 10 times wins, like get one at 2,500, then 5,000, then 10,000, and that's kind of it. And I'm glad that they're changing that to make it more friendly to people that are just starting the grind, so each reward feels a lot more within reach. As for the overall update, I think a lot more cosmetics. A lot of cosmetics that they can't add from Bed Wars and Sky Wars, so there's no excuse to not be in Duels as well. Projectile trails, skill effects, victory dances. Duels only has like 15 victory dances, something ridiculously low. When other ones have dozens upon dozens upon dozens of them, that it takes a few simple copy and paste commands to move them over to Duels that they just straight up haven't done. As of recording this today, they're adding classic doubles. If you put in the command that like shows up that it's trying to send you to a server, which is great. It's a thing that classic community has been asking for a long time, and I think it'll be a very popular doubles mode, especially when it comes out. I think Bed Wars duels will become possibly more popular than bridge duels. I think if we want a chance of reviving duels, Bed Wars duels is the best place. Because in theory, people are going to go to the Bed Wars lobby, click Bed Wars duels, and then when their duel ends, they're going to be sent to the Duels lobby, which means Duels will have more players, since people might try grinding other modes, which will just mean, again, more players overall. Especially at first, a lot of people are going to use Bed Wars Duels to warm up, because nowadays they usually either use like bedwarspractice.club, private 1v1s with friends, or they go to Bridge. And with Bed Wars Duels is kind of the best thing from this update. Spleef is going to be cool. Quake, I've played one Quake game in my life, but that sounds like fun. Bed Wars is going to be the way to go. And I think it's going to be easy to grind because there's going to be a lot of people that are trying to improve that won't be as good in Bed Wars duels. That I think that'll make it easier to grind for duels players or Bed Wars sweats. And I think it's a great way to integrate the Bed Wars and Duels community. So it both kind of can benefit from each other.
Mm-hmm. And is there anything you want personally added into Duels or changed aside from Skywars maps and obviously Pod KB and stuff like that?
I think they need to do something with Bridge. Bridge has been the same for so long and it still has a good player base. They need to make a change in Bridge, whether it's a drastic like change in map style or a new item or something. I think to keep Bridge going, especially with the Bed Wars thing, they need to add something to Bridge. I don't know what it could be, but I think they need to do something. Maybe something with the bow. I don't know if like I don't know, maybe changing it to like you can only have 2 gaps or something. Or like speeding up or slowing down the bow cooldown. Or removing or adding the number of blocks you have. Or I think just having new maps that are very different from the current maps that completely change your playstyle. Just something to throw into Bridge because it's the most popular duel right now. And I think that's really important. And maybe more terrain, like kind of the pillars and bow duels, but like hills or buildings or something, I think would be really interesting to see. They think there's no shot they add it, but I would like it to be kind of more like Mine Club maps where there's hills or little structures around, and I think that would be really fun.
What do you think about gradient schemes like in Skywars and Bed Wars, and even a rainbow title?
I think gradient would be fantastic. I would be shocked if they don't add it. I think it would make a lot of sense to add. People would go crazy for it. It'd be a great incentive for people to grind for. And if they don't add it, a lot of people, including myself, will be very upset. Because seeing something like, especially the red to yellow one, or the purple to black one, I think those would be really cool. And I'm very much hoping that they will add that.
Some people said you should unlock the rainbow title by achieving every color, and some people said it should be an overall reward for like 300k plus wins. What do you think?
I think either for unlocking every color or 100,000 wins. Because the only thing 100,000 wins, as far as I know, gives you right now is the Divine overall title. And 100,000 wins, it's like 1,000 stars in Bed Wars. It's a big deal. And I think they should make it a bigger deal. It's kind of like the big milestone that separates the people with less wins than people with a lot of wins. So I think Rainbow title, or maybe they need to add a 100,000 wins cosmetic. I'm sure they will, but I doubt it will be what we're looking for. I think, again, 100,000 wins, overall ascended maybe, or unlocking every single color should let you use that. And I think that would be fantastic.
Do you think there should be a reward for unlocking all the icons and colors?
I think there should be. If not the rainbow thing, maybe, I don't know. I would love to see maybe some extra secret color or icon that you get and you can only get when you unlock the others or something. That would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no way to show you unlocked all of them other than in like there's no way in one duel by seeing someone use it that they have all of them unless they had that one, and that would be like a really cool flex, I think.
Mm-hmm. I think it would have to be a special like symbol icon, like how in
Yes,
Skywars
exactly.
there's mastery stuff.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I wish that they also added a title for if you have unlocked a title and everything. That I think they're doing something similar with the Duelist Odyssey thing, but like a new title to where like, and for if you have Rookie 2 and everything, you get Rookie 2 some certain title, like M Creeper WL has Grandmaster 2 in every single duel. I think there should be like for him some special Grandmaster 2 title that you only get if you have it in everything. I think that'd be really cool. You can't call it like overall, but like all modes Grandmaster, like some better name. I think that would be really cool, and I think that would be really nice as a flex as well.
Well, let's move on to YouTube. So, what made you start uploading content?
I've been uploading content on various YouTube channels for about a decade. The original one was deleted by my parents as a punishment for something it did. But I started out making Roblox videos. I'd record it on my phone, pointed at the monitor on a little like Lego tripod I made. After that, I started making Minecraft videos on that same channel. That eventually my parents deleted that one, and then I started on this channel after like some real life skits with friends on a different channel. I started this one. I eventually went under the name Dimensionated because my first Minecraft username was Dimension Unknown on my old account. It went through a lot of stuff. Yeah, I went with Dimensionated. I made some really bad Bed Wars montages where the only clips I kept in were where I got a kill or almost got a kill. It had a Filmora watermark. I recorded the audio on like a Roblox radio thing, and you could hear me dying in the background or something. But the oldest video I still have up right now is a pit video where it's like the only first in my first like 50 videos where I have my voice. And I started doing Skywars videos for a while of montage of me killing people with different Skywars kits. They didn't do very well. My first big video that got like 100 views or more, which for me at the time was a lot, was when Hypixel hit 100,000 players for the first time, and I recorded the Skywars Lobby 1's reaction to it. And that video did moderately well. It's at like 300 views now, which is not nearly as good as some of my other videos. But at the time, I was like super happy when it did well. I started making Skywars Duels videos, and I was recording Skywars Duels. I made some trapping videos. The trapping videos always did. I got a lot of like good feedback, and they didn't get the most views. And then I really started getting views first I uploaded combo. Some people started to know me when I made the new account. I started getting a little bit of views. Bow, I started getting more views. And then when I started uploading Skywars duels, that's where the views started to pick up. I started getting 100 views every 2 or 3 videos. And Sumo started to pick up, especially with a video called Hypixel Sumo Bingo. In Classic, I started making news content, which I still do now occasionally if something big happens, like with a name obfuscation update or updates to Watchdog. And then I did Blitz. I had some Blitz videos that did really well. Notably, I got on the daily leaderboard without using any armor or bows. That video did really good. It's at like 1,500 views right now. I started doing OP videos, which all for the most part did moderately okay. I think my most viewed video from there was when I pretended to toggle cheats. I did a let's see, after that, and then my UHC videos have been doing really well. I get 1,000 views every 5 or 6 videos, it feels like now. I average 100+ views a video, which is something I used to dream of getting. And I have consistent audience now, which is something I'm really blessed to have. And I have the most duels videos on YouTube, so I try to collab with other duels creators. And I really just wish there was more of them, which I think is probably a good segue into whatever your next question is.
Mm-hmm. Kinda. So what made you inspired to like start making Hypixel related content? And did anyone motivate you?
Technoblade. I mean, my very first video, I keep saying like, no more dreams, dreams denied, no more fun. I was very much inspired by Technoblade's commentary, as a lot of people were at the time. Obviously, I didn't have the confidence in my voice that I have now. And I was 12 or 13 when I started recording those, and I was very much a squeaker. My voice never deepened as much as I thought it would, and it did only like a year or two ago. Then my voice stopped sounding more like this, so it was interesting. So I stopped using my voice, and I started doing it again. But yeah, Technoblade was like my number one inspiration. My thumbnails were kind of more inspired by Skeppy's videos, and then my trapping videos were more inspired by people like Bitzel, who I was a big fan of.
So did Techno inspire you to make Hypixel related content?
I think
And
so.
YouTube as well.
I think, yeah. My original, I had no inspiration for just posting on YouTube in the first place, but I think for finding like a consistent thing to upload about was definitely maybe Technoblade, Bitzel, but mainly just Technoblade. I mean, I was a big fan of him, and I still am. I still rewatch his old videos a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm. And what are your goals for YouTube?
Goals for YouTube. My first is to get monetized and close to getting monetized. I'd love to get YouTube rank at some point. If I might eventually switch to Bed Wars and make Bed Wars Duels content to get that Bed Wars audience. I might do that when I hit 100k wins, 150k wins. I'm about to hit 80k right now, so in the next few months probably. It really depends on how I feel, because I'm about to start college, and my goal is to start being monetized from YouTube while I'm in college, so I can do college work and still like do YouTube stuff and be making money without having to work a full-time job or anything, which I would like to do.
And what kind of content would you make on like Bed Wars Duels?
Bed Wars Duels, and then maybe occasional Bed Wars content. Bed Wars Duels as an excuse to post Bed Wars content, or maybe I could try posting some Bed Wars, some Duels content. I might try that for a bit, see how it works. It really is going to depend on how I feel once college starts and how much free time I have.
And what kind of content would it be? Like challenge videos or?
Challenge videos, funny stuff, compilations, montages, kind of a lot of things I'm doing right now is stuff where I get clips and I'm saving them in folders. And when I have enough for a video, I make it into a video, which is something that I like to do over time, like either killing cheaters or funny moments or stuff like that.
Well, let's finish it off with the keyboard stuff. So obviously you have a collection of keyboards. Do you want to mention the reason why you're collecting them? There's like a specific
mice
purpose.
too. Again, I have very lovely case of autism straight up. Everyone has that one autistic thing they do, and for me it's very much collecting stuff, as I mentioned earlier. I actually don't know if I said that when you were recording, but basically I have over 50 mice. I have over 25 keyboards. I have over 20 mouse pads. I have a couple pairs of headphones. I've always liked collecting stuff. I used a lot of work money in the past few summers to spend on it. I'm gonna sell a lot of it at some point and only save like my favorite. But I like the variety. It's very something that it's like very nice to fidget with instead of picking my nails or something. It's just customizable. There's a lot of variety, especially with keyboards and doing a stream soon. like every loss or something, I'll switch keyboards. I might do the same in the future for mice or something, but just having a variety of stuff, it's nice. It's something to fidget with, hearing the sound and feeling it. It's a nice experience, and I've been kind of into the custom keyboard hobby for a few years too, and I watch a lot of YouTube videos on that.
What are your favorite key types? Like the color?
My favorite switches, number one, goat, probably Gateron Oil Kings. They're very nice. The ones I'm using on my current keyboard are Gateron Nebulas, which are really nice. They have Hall effect sensors, so depending on how much you press it, it can register that instead of just on or off. I mean, again, I plan to make a keyboard video soon because I used to run a tech channel. It got about 300 subscribers. I actually landed a deal with Red Dragon. They would send me free stuff, and I would review it on YouTube and in their Discord server. They
How's
sent
the
me
key at
like
home?
7 total mice. They sent me some keyboards. They sent me some free merch, so that was cool. I still talk to my Red Dragon rep. I might do something with them in the future because I had a content creator code, and I had some people use it. And I made like $8 from it, which is like better than nothing.
Of course.
But I was active in the Discord, and I liked making tech content. But A, it cost a lot of money, and B, I realized it's something I enjoyed more as a hobby than something I like to make videos on. But one of the videos on that tech channel has 77,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
And even the tencry channel still has less views than that channel, even though I have 3 times more subs. Because because tech channels tend to get it's the way YouTube works is stuff like tech channels. You rely on getting views and subs from people searching up your videos or the products in them instead of getting them on your recommended. So it's just a different way to get it, and it leads to usually more likes and subscribers and comments because people usually have more opinions on tech stuff because it's a physical product instead of a video, if that makes sense.
What are your favorite keyboards and mice? Like a top 3?
My favorite mouse.
Like a top 3?
Top 3, my favorite mouse. I have 2 wired ones and 2 wireless ones. It's the Corsair Qatar Pro XT. It triple clicks. It's a wired mouse, but like it's a fantastic mouse. It's like $30 maybe. It triple clicks. It has big buttons. It has scroll wheel RGB, and I just love it to death. It's easy to drag on. Corsair mice are so underrated for that kind of stuff. My number 2 mouse, it's probably the HyperX Pulsefire Haste Wireless 1. Not the second one because the switches are doo-doo balls. But on the first one, it has TTC gold switches, and they're fantastic, and they're the best switches ever in a gaming mouse. I'll say it. And if only the side buttons were a bit wider, that was my old main mouse. And then number 3 is the Glorious Modulo. It's not good build quality, but it's very consistent. It's a great mouse for Minecraft. It clicks fast. It can drag click. It's kind of light. But those are my top 3 mice.
And what about keyboards?
Keyboards, number 1, honestly, number 1, it's not one I own, but the Wooting 60 HE. It's the best Hall effect one. It's just, if you want the best of the best, I don't recommend buying it unless you are a pro or you have so much extra money to spend that you want the best of the best. Because otherwise, there's no need. You don't need a Hall effect sensor or keyboard. But otherwise, from my experience, the one I'm using right now is a Keychron K2 HE, which is great. I also recommend the GMMK Pro. That's only if you have a lot of money to spend, but it's very heavy. The sound design is really good if you can get better stabilizers on it. And then number 3, the Booga Special Edition 5 Below keyboard.
Can I give you reasons? For number 3?
It has Fortnite Goat Booga on it, and it's just the best. It's I could break it in half with my hands. Like I'm holding it in my hands right now. I could break this if I wanted to. But it has Booga on it, and that's why it's the best keyboard. And also I just don't have a number 3. Those first 2 are like really the only 2 I could recommend realistically.
Well, that was the entire podcast. Thanks for joining, Mr. tencry.
Do I get to plug anything?
If you want, sure.
I stream almost every day on YouTube. I make videos every few days. and unsubscribe from Jack-O-Lantern.